Belfast was fucking trash. Talk about overhyped garbage. That's what Belfast was. It was fucking boring, and I did not like it.
So I wanted to watch this movie because I was like, oh, okay, it's black and white, like it's it's about
Period
Belfast,
piece,
it's a period piece. I was like, this is an Oscar movie, so I was like, I'm very interested to see like why this one set itself apart, and it's just okay.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what I said too.
Going into this movie, I didn't know it was in black and white. I didn't know it was going to be an Oscar nominee.
I mean, you did going into it. You didn't go into this movie not knowing that.
Eric watched the movie before.
Oh, did you watch it before?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Okay, go ahead.
And I loved it, man. I loved this fucking movie.
What do you love about it?
Dude, just like the whole like Belfast, the whole community, just the vibe. The kid, I love the kid, dude.
I think the kid's
great.
I think he's
he's
then top
the father and the
actor.
mother. I just love the family, the whole family, man. The grandpa.
I think the dad's underwhelming.
The dad and the mom both are underwhelming.
The mom I feel like has flashes.
Yeah, but there's still one note. I don't think either one of them are enough to elevate the movie. I mean, you're allowed to like it, right? But like I couldn't disagree with you more. I didn't care about a single fucking person in this movie. When the grandfather died, I was like, okay.
Oh no, I love the grandfather.
Dude,
I mean, I thought he was cool, but like his death didn't impact me whatsoever.
I love the whole family, man. The whole family dynamic. I loved it. The whole like they were saying Buddy could go anywhere in this village. Like and you're trying to go to London and have a little garden? Like what the fuck? Stay in Belfast.
Does that just mean a yard, or are they talking about an actual garden?
No, this just means a yard.
Like a yard, yeah.
Okay.
But like, yeah, I don't know. I just didn't connect, and maybe it's because I was riding the high, and I was fucking high.
Yeah, maybe you were just you were out. I mean, pictured.
Yeah, this movie just doesn't hold a candle to any of the previous films in this week. Not even to Drive My Car.
Wow.
Yeah. I truly did not like this movie. And I know, like, I can look at the movie and be like, oh, no. Like, I can see why people like this, right? I mean, the Academy loves black and white. They will jism over some black and white.
Dude, I don't really care if it's black and white or not.
But like, you're not but you're not someone who nominates it. I'm saying
that's
why
not like
people
a reason
would.
Why it should be nominated. Like, who gives a fuck if it's black and white?
The people who nominate movies for the Oscars care. That's the only reason that I had to watch this movie. But that's the only thing I think you're fixating on that now, because like you're like, oh, that's the only reason it got nominated. It's a shitty movie. Oh, it's because it's a black and white. I do believe that is one of the reasons that it got nominated was because it's black and white.
Because the grandfather.
Go ahead.
The grandfather's not nominated for Best Supporting Actor.
Yeah, I mean, good. He doesn't deserve it compared to any of the other supporting actors. I don't think.
I mean,
who should he get swapped out with?
So we got the dad from Coda. We have Best Supporting, yeah.
Actor in a supporting role.
Okay.
Yeah. Jesse from The Power of Dog.
Plemons, yeah.
Which I think he should be up there.
I think this character is better than him. J.K. Simmons from Being the Ricardos.
So we can't talk on that one.
Cody Smith McKee from The Power of the Dog. I'm assuming that's the son.
The skinny boy, Nancy boy. Which he was fucking fantastic in that role. He was goddamn terrifying.
He deserves to be nominated. J.K. Simmons, we don't know. The dad from Coda,
we can
definitely.
Confidently say that J.K. Simmons is out here acting the fuck out of a role if he's got it.
I mean, yeah. If I had to put money on it, I'd be like, yeah, I'm sure he deserves the nod. If I had to replace, like, say he wasn't on here and I had to replace one person,
I would replace him with the dad from Belfast. You're right. I like the grandfather better than the dad for sure, because the dad was fucking wet. He's a wet napkin.
Well, no, the grandfather's nominated. It's the dad from Coda that's nominated.
Oh, wait, the grandfather is nominated?
Yeah, the grandfather's nominated.
So what are we talking about then?
I'm just saying, like, he's great, like, in this movie.
Yeah. Okay.
And when he died, you're saying you didn't, like, fill in. I'm just saying, like,
I literally didn't
I think
care.
He was great.
I could not have cared less.
The scenes and the impact he has with the grandson, I think, are fantastic, and I think it's the best relationship in this movie, and the best part of this movie is them together.
I will agree with those last 2 points. Best relationship in the movie, absolutely. Best parts of this movie, absolutely. Does that mean they're great to me?
Nope. They are so fucking... Dude, I wanted to go to sleep. This movie literally gave me a headache. It was so boring.
When they go over like the inside of like, what are you talking about, girls and stuff? Like,
Yeah.
it's so hard. Well, like,
Sure.
you know,
I agree that those scenes were good, but like good
Dude,
scenes do not make...
man.
Good scenes don't make a great movie, though. Because if that was the case, every fucking Zack Snyder movie would be great because his slow-mo scenes are sick. But like, it has to be something bigger than that. And like, I couldn't connect. I didn't care about any of the characters.
But why didn't you care about the grandfather or kid?
They just didn't do anything to catch my attention. Nothing
So
they did was
their
interesting
relationship,
enough.
like the love between the grandfather
wasn't enough. Was not enough for me. I don't know. And maybe it's because I saw this movie right after King Richard and I was like, holy fuck, that bond is so much stronger and it's so much more real to me. Mm-hmm. This feels real, but it just seems like, meh, okay, but like what the fuck's the point? I'm not seeing it. It's just so boring. I could not. I just
think it was just highlighting a little sliver of like life in Belfast.
Yeah,
and you're seeing like this wonderful family and this time of
is
civil
it
unrest.
Wonderful? The family's not wonderful.
But they have real issues though, like
right. But like that's not a wonderful family. This is a very normal family, and there are problems that this normal family is going through, and like there's hardships. I know the themes. I mean, like I could tell you the themes and why people love this movie, but none of them clicked. It just I don't know why it didn't click.
But even their love through like all the shit they're going through and showing how they're still being a tough family, but that stuff is like a bunch of good things about this movie, and you're like, oh, but I don't care.
It's not that I don't care; it's that it doesn't click. It doesn't click.
So for you personally, though,
I said it earlier. I said it 20 minutes ago. If you like this movie, cool. I know why people might like this movie, but none of those things worked for me. None of them. And you could be like, this. What about this? Didn't work. What about this? Didn't work.
I loved how funny it was too. Like I especially loved like the whole like Buddy trying to go up to the second page or to the second seat.
Yeah, that was.
And he eventually does.
Yeah. But then
like,
she gets behind him.
She's in third. Yeah.
And he's like, oh fuck.
And I think it's so funny. The little girl, like when she's like, oh, you want to join a gang, like all that stuff like that. Their interactions I thought were hilarious.
I mean, but like that's not even funny though, because
like him being so naive.
It almost gets them fucking killed.
Yeah.
So, like, I didn't even think it was that funny because I was like, fuck, bro, you shouldn't be joining no fucking gangs.
Yeah, but but you're supposed to see, like, oh, man, look how naive these kids are. Like, that's the whole point.
But I already know that kids are naive.
From what, just life?
Yeah, no shit. Anybody who thinks that kids aren't naive is fucking naive.
Your points on this movie is like, oh, yeah, I see it, but I don't get it. I see it, but I don't get it.
Because I can't empathize with anybody in this fucking movie,
Another bit I really loved
nothing
is
that
like,
I can empathize with. I just can't. Like, just
I really love the whole Catholics versus Protestants, and then like they were like Catholics, they're out of fear, and then it cuts to like the Protestant preacher like preaching,
like hell and like fucking brimstone and so aggressive.
And then he was like at the end, he's like, all right, now money, and Buddy was like, thank you, that was really good. Dude, I love this
scene
my ass off
when they're trying to be like, oh, how can you tell the difference between a Protestant and a Catholic? Because like honestly, that is true. Like you can't fucking tell. You don't know the difference. Like, oh, but what about this name? But we have a cousin with this name.
Well, like, you have a cousin named Thomas.
Yeah. Like I don't know, like the humor hit me.
I really love this movie, man. Like
I'm jealous that you guys like this movie so much.
Like I'm not as high on it as you are, Eric. But like I'm probably more in the middle of you two. But like
I mean, you'd have to be because nobody's gonna dislike this movie more than I'm going to.
I just don't really understand what you don't like, other than I don't like it.
I mean, I don't like the fact that none of these characters clicked. It's as simple as that. Just like how you might not like the way the food tastes, right? Because you don't like the way the flavors hit your tongue. You can't explain that. How can you explain it other than I don't like the taste of this?
It just didn't
and someone else can be talking about, oh my God, the sauteed mushrooms on this dish are so powerful. The way that they're earthy and the way that they can hit my tongue and I can really love it. I don't like fucking mushrooms, bro. Mushrooms taste bad to me.
But
why do mushrooms taste bad?
You're saying like it's like bad though when they do.
To me, it is bad. This movie as a whole, the whole dish is bad. Now, the marinara sauce of the grandfather and the son, that shit's tasty as fuck. the pasta that is the jokes that are happening and like the jovialness that is the kid in the classroom, that's tasty as fuck. The mushrooms that are everything else happening around this family are whack to me. I just don't care. None of it makes me care. That's all. I just don't care. And there's nothing I can say to convince you that I don't care other than the fact that I don't care. Because everything I say, you're just going to be like, but I care. Yeah,
no, but
of course like, you care, but...
Yeah, but I guess I just wanted more of an explanation on what you don't like about it. Like it just doesn't make sense.
I know, but how can I explain?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know.
There's nothing I could say to you that would make sense to you because you like the movie. So you may want me to say more, but it's impossible for me to say more.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing more that you could say. I think the dialogue was boring. Most of the dialogue. Now you guys could point to nice things like when the grandmother and the grandfather are talking and they're showing love. Yes, I liked that dialogue, but not all of the dialogue was that good. And you can't convince me that all the dialogue was that good all the time.
No, I don't think it's obviously it's not flawless, it's not perfect, but I don't think the dialogue in this movie is bad because I think a lot of the movie what makes the movie good is the connection between the people. But you're saying you don't feel like there are connections, I guess.
Yeah, but none of it feels real to me. None of it.
The community doesn't feel real.
No, definitely
not. Even though
not.
Everyone was like, "Buddy, come on, buddy. Hey, buddy, your mom's calling you."
No.
I thought that shit was cool.
I think it's relatable to growing up in an era and you're playing with all the kids on the street, you know it, everybody.
Well, maybe that's why, because I didn't live like that.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't have a childhood like that. I didn't grow up religious either. Can't connect with them on that. I didn't have a close relationship with any of my grandparents. Can't connect on that. None of it. This movie does not resonate with me emotionally whatsoever. None of it.
Yeah.
But that's it then. You just explained it.
I mean, but there are moments my dad was never like going back to King Richard, which I think is a better family movie all around compared to this one. My dad wasn't that serious about my sports, so I can't emotionally connect with that relationship that they had, right? But it was still a more emotionally resonant connection than any connection in this movie. It felt more real than any connection in this movie. And maybe it was because in this movie it was played down and it was a much more muted emotion that was happening between each character, but it also just doesn't make it as good of a movie to me.
But outside of because I think this relationship between the grandfather and the grandson is just as good as the relationships I got from Dune with Timothée Chalamet and then the other characters.
But I don't praise Dune for the emotional connections that any of the characters share.
But what I'm saying is I don't I
like
feel
the storytelling in Dune.
Any other movie we watch minus King Richard. I think any other connection between characters.
You think this movie holds a candle to the connections that they had in Coda?
So okay, I put Coda above this one too.
Okay, I think the connections are just different in Power of the Dog, so I don't know how you'd really compare to that. I would agree that the connections in Belfast are way better than Nightmare Alley.
Yeah.
There's no connection in Nightmare Alley that feels as emotionally resonant with anything in Belfast. Don't Look Up, I think you can't compare them. I mean, Don't Look Up and Nightmare Alley both you really can't compare because they're not movies about families. So it's hard. How do you even put that above or below anything else? Because when you look at the last scene of Don't Look Up, I think that's way more emotionally resonant than anything in this movie.
See, I don't know. I think the grandfather's death and then that being one of the last straws for them being hey, I know we love it here.
But it wasn't the last straw. The last straw was the fact that when that dude gets out of jail, he's coming to kill them. That was the last straw. They say as much. We have to leave because he's going to come back and he's going to come back stronger with people who are going to finish the job. That was the line that they said. So it wasn't. It didn't have.
Grandfather's still alive, though. I feel bad for the grandmother.
Yeah, the grandmother. That was someone who I empathized with. Was the grandmother because she loved that man so much, and at the end she has nothing. She is left with literally nothing now because all of her family is gone, dead or otherwise.
Yeah,
but
but that just shows you the tie to the community, though, because even though
there is no tie if she's got nobody.
But then why did she leave?
What? Because she grew up there her whole life.
Yeah, because it's the community. It's the next door neighbors. It's the friends in the streets.
So then you shouldn't have brought up the point that she has nobody, because if she has the community, then she has people. She has people. If your argument is that the community was this heartwarming thing, so then I don't feel bad for her. I guess it didn't click with me that their community is so tight knit, because I didn't grow up with that, and it didn't. Yeah. I don't think it did a very good job showing that, to be honest with you. If anything, it showed mostly that everybody's living in fear. I mean, like, that's all it did, and that these people are bonding over this traumatic experience that's happening to them, sure. But, like, that final scene where she tells her son to go is so emotionally heart-wrenching for me, because she's telling her last remnant of her family and these people who are the closest to her to go. But, like, if you're arguing the fact that her community is so close to her, I don't feel bad for her at all. She's fine. Whatever.
I mean, she'll be okay, but it's still not the same as having your flesh and blood also there.
But
like,
that's
she
what
wanted
happens
both.
when anybody dies. And, I mean, like, all 4 of those motherfuckers are going to get shot if they stayed.
Yeah, maybe.
They said as much. What do you mean?
I mean, the army was in town. Like, sure, yes, if they got to him,
but how many riots did broke out while the army was in town? We saw 4.
I mean, they threatened that guy throughout the whole movie, though, and didn't really do shit.
Well, yeah, because why kill somebody if you could scare them into working for you? That just doesn't make any sense. You're getting rid of potential people to work in your army.
Yeah, but the next guy you come in and be like, hey, you fucked up, and now you got to work for us because you fucking, this guy got caught.
No, because they sent that dude to jail. They were going to kill him to fucking make an example out of him.
I mean, these are a bunch of street thugs. We don't know what they actually are capable of.
I mean, they
go and they break into stores and they riot. They don't really, that's what they do.
Like, I mean, no, they were actively threatening multiple people throughout the film.
Yeah, but, like, who do they actually, like, kill?
We don't know, because we were following really this little boy. The whole story is basically told through the eyes of this little boy. So we didn't see the little boy see anybody get fucking killed. But that doesn't mean that they weren't doing it. And like, it's
but you see, like, some of the people they're recruiting. They're recruiting these kids that are naive and don't know anything.
Kids that are running messages and shit. They're using them as a messaging service, not as fucking hired hitmen.
Yeah, but so the thing is, though, it's like their system is not as strong and diabolical. Like, sure, like the grandfather could be like, "Hey, man, they might kill you, so you should leave just to be on the safe side," because he doesn't want his son harmed. But it's just like, but clearly there's something with this guy where they're not just gonna kill him because they have some kind of fear for him. Because
he's strong. He's strong and he's young. You wouldn't want to kill someone like that.
So they could still not want to kill him.
So then what you're saying is, like, this movie's even worse because these bad guys that I'm supposed to be fearing aren't shit anyways.
I mean, I was never fearing the bad guys in this whole movie. I didn't know we were supposed to be fearing them.
I was legitimately worried that something might happen to them. Every time that guy walked past the house, I thought that at any moment he could break in and do something to them.
If they were Catholic, I would have believed that.
I mean, but, like, he's threatening them the whole time, and we see him abusing kids the whole time. I don't know. If this is your argument, then I really don't understand what makes this movie good. other than like the grandfather and the grandson loving each other, but like that doesn't make a good movie.
Your whole argument on why it's not good? Oh, I don't like it. So like,
no, I explained why I don't like it. I explained that none of the relationships resonate with me. Yeah, I explained that. It's not that I just didn't like it. Right, but like. The more you're explaining this movie, the more it makes it worse to me. The more,
but a movie can be good even if it doesn't relate to you. Like, you watch this movie and like, this is not a good movie.
30 minutes ago, I said as much. I said I can understand why people like it, but I don't like it. I've said that now 5 fucking times. Mm-hmm. How many more times would I have to say it?
Your reasons though, just like it's just so like, oh.
So then, what did you not like about Licorice Pizza? Because you didn't rate it as highly as we rated it. Oh, you wouldn't watch it again. Why? Because I wouldn't want to. What's the difference?
No, it's just because I feel like the once the story is over, it's like, okay, it's not something that I need to revisit.
Why?
I feel like it tells like, so it's a coming of age story, but by the end you get the whole story and there's nothing left to like tell again. So like there's no reason for me.
It's a good movie. Like, you can still watch it again. You know the ending of any movie when you watch it the first time. You know the ending of this movie. You know the ending of King Richard. I feel in that movie
specifically, there's not like a lot of movies don't have like, oh, I might have missed that thing. Like that movie, I feel like it tells you the whole story. You're not really missing anything. Like, so there's not like, oh, I'm looking forward to.
Your reason is because you're just not interested in watching it over again.
if the movie had stuff that I feel like could be rewatched, and it had like points where it's like, oh,
Yeah, but it
you missed
doesn't.
this, like, oh wow, that's real rewatchable. I should like look for that next time I watch it.
But it doesn't. So your reasoning is that because you don't want to rewatch it.
Because it has nothing that's rewatchable.
Right. So why is me explaining that this movie, I don't like it because I can't resonate with any of the characters not good enough? Because it's the same thing. I said that none of these relationships resonate with me, and you're just not accepting the fact that I didn't resonate with any of the characters. None of the writing.
I accept that you're
No, I know.
like
I'm talking to James because James is just telling me
you.
the same shit, and the movie's not going to get any better. The movie's going to stay shitty to me. The movie's just going to be fucking dog shit because it was dog shit.
I'm just explaining shit that I like.
You're putting it way too low. There's like, you can't like say this movie is like a 3
you have not heard my
compared
rating.
to other movies.
Did you hear my rating?
No, but
So
like you're like saying this movie is the worst movie I've ever seen.
Out of all of these movies, this is the worst movie out of all 10.
Okay, I don't think so, but okay.
Right. You're allowed to not think so.
Yeah.
No one told you not to think so. But like, I'd rather watch Nightmare Alley than this movie. 100% of the time. Give me that shitty ass ending of Nightmare Alley 100% of the time over this movie. Because it was just.
I mean, I like the opening
of
Nightmare Alley though. I mean, the opening's strong.
Not strong enough. That movie was also not great. Just like this movie's not great. It's sure, some people might see it as heartwarming. Sure. All that bullshit. None of it worked on me. None of it.
You weren't seduced.
I wasn't. And it's probably because I saw 3 great movies before it. And this movie just did not work like those other 3 movies worked. At all. And I don't know what more anybody could say to prove it to me. Because like all of your points, all of your points about what makes it good isn't what I liked about it.
I just don't see this movie being like where you have Licorice Pizza and having this movie being so far apart.
Right, but Licorice Pizza is a movie that is made for me, though. I like the writing, I like the directing, I like the style, all of it. I did not like the writing here. The directing was fine. Honestly, I did like the directing of this. I think that the things and the set design was fucking fantastic.
The best thing about this movie is its set design, 100%. The small town aspect of the set design.
And like the best part of the first Suicide Squad movie was the set design too. And that movie sucked. But like, I don't know, everything about things like Licorice Pizza are just made for me. Mm-hmm. Like the directing is there, all of it. The writing I think was absolutely fantastic, and this movie's writing pales in comparison to me. You might like the way that the chemistry between the 2 actors was, but I don't think any of the writing was better than any of the writing in Licorice Pizza whatsoever. It's just this movie's just Oscar bait. But it's not a good Oscar bait like King Richard. Because King Richard is how you should be doing Oscar bait.
Yeah. I mean, well, Will Smith always tries Oscar bait films. Sometimes they hit.
Yeah, but we're not talking about the sometimes. We're talking about the one time. This is the time that it hit. Like, just like it hit with Ali. Like, Oscar bait movies that are good. This, to me, is not an Oscar bait movie that's good. And I wish it was. I want so badly for this movie to be good. I wanted so badly. I watched this whole movie and was really hoping it was going to do something for me. And when it ended, I really was upset that I wasted an hour and a half.
I just think the kid is such a lovable character.
But that kid is like he doesn't carry the movie though.
I think his wittiness and like seeing the movie through his perspective and while all this chaos is going is just I find it refreshing.
Refreshing?
Yeah, because like this movie could be so terrible if we're seeing it through an adult's perspective. Like there's so much chaos happening, and you see like, so if we weren't watching through his eyes, like, and then you really get into the nitty gritty of the parents, like, oh, the guy, he's a gambler, he like wasted all his money. Like you kind of hear it through his ears.
Not but kind like of, you do just get the littlest bits and pieces of everything.
Yeah. And I think like I'd rather see it through his eyes of, being like, oh, I'm hearing it, but so like maybe it's not as bad as it is.
Do you think this is better than Jojo Rabbit?
Well, Jojo Rabbit's weird because it's like whimsical though. Like,
bro, but what you just described is whimsical though. You said it was refreshing. There's nothing refreshing if it's not whimsical.
But I think Jojo Rabbit is better? Yes, but I think these movies are very similar, and I don't think
that's exactly why I just described the two of them against each other, is because they are the same fucking movie basically, except Jojo Rabbit did it better, and maybe that's why too, because I've seen this movie, but better, so I know what it could be like because and sure, you could say Jojo Rabbit's a bit more outlandish because you're seeing the things that are in his head, but I think that movie is more refreshing because of that. Whereas this movie is, you might say, oh, well, it's refreshing because you see the whimsical nature of the child, but it is still in black and white, and you're still seeing it exactly as it's happening. Like, the most whimsical part of this movie is when they go to the theaters, but even then, those 3 times are such brief moments in this 1.5 hour long movie, they almost don't do enough to elevate this movie at all.
See, and I also like how they go from like so when the movie starts, I was like, oh, I thought this movie was in black and white because it started in modern day and it's in color. And then even the scenes where they go, where like you're saying, where you see through her glasses, you see like, oh, that's in color. Like it was such a cool like choice that the director did.
Okay. I think he just made it black and white because he was like, this is gonna look dope as black and white, but he didn't even shoot it in fucking black and white. He shot it digitally and then took the color out. So everybody's eyes looked too vibrant. It looked too much like all he did was turn the saturation all the way down and make it black and white digitally. So it was like, oh, this is not as good as it could have been if you had just shot it on black and white film.
Yeah,
like
I personally just really like the effects of the like especially the movie scenes, like when you're going back and forth. Especially, I don't know, for the glasses scene where you kept seeing it through her eyes of being in color. I thought was such a cool scene.
The glasses scene looked like Sin City.
I think Sin City looks cool.
I mean, sure, it looks cool, but that doesn't like.
Stylistically, I think it's a cool choice,
but
and
it should
I like
look
how
better.
they did
the
it.
CGI looked so bad. Like making it recolorized looked so bad on her glasses that it pulled me out. I was like, this just doesn't look good. Like,
yeah,
and you can like the
I
thematics of it, but like I don't think looking at it, it looked good. I don't think that at all. And like the other scenes were fine because you were just looking head on at the theater and that was all in color. Cool, that doesn't look bad at all. But I think that scene specifically with the glasses, that was legit going to be my least favorite part.
See, like it didn't take me out of the movie, and I actually liked it. I was like, oh, because he's like, okay, he's really doubling down on this like stylistic choice.
But like, it's not even enough of the movie for it to really matter.
Yeah.
Like, it'd be different if the movie was more around them going to the movies all the time to escape it. Then it'd be like, oh, okay, that's like a cool thematic thing you're doing. But like, the only time this kid had an active imagination was when he was at the movies. That kind of fucking sucks.
I think that would have really helped the movie though if they did do more. If they did it more, like I think that could have been.
I think I probably would have liked the movie. Cause yeah, I mean, like it like gives you a taste of what a better movie could have been.
Yeah, I mean, it's just gonna be funny because like I don't love this movie even though I'm like fighting for it.
Yeah, I know, which is why I brought up what I said. Like this movie is last for me. I'm gonna just cut to the chase. This movie is dead fucking last, far and away dead last. Like to the point of if we ever get the Rick and Morty technology to remove memories, I would remove this memory from my brain.
I don't know, like because to me, like of all these movies, if it's like all right, to me, Drive My Car is like the one where it's like no, I'm okay, I'll pass. Like I would put this above that.
Storytelling was too good in Drive My Car. All those fucking different fucking languages all at once, learning Korean Sign Language, all of it was too good.
You didn't learn shit.
You don't know that. Look at you making assumptions again.
Dude. Remember this one?
No, it's this.
No, it's this.
Wait, which one?
Like
the
compliment.
Okay, yeah.
See, you didn't learn shit.
I also couldn't see the top of his fucking hand.
Yeah.
This is shit.
This is.
Well, that's.
But yeah,
fucking...
we're taking some sign language off of like Coda and be like, oh wait, they also do sign language in this movie.
Yeah, it's very easy to get them two mixed up.
Yeah, I mean Coda did sign language better.
100% it did sign language better because we got more of it.
It was the movie, yeah.
All right, let's finish this off. Belfast, favorite part. James, go.
The riot scene and when he steals a little thing and he comes back and he's just like, we're looting the town or the supermarket. I think it was hilarious thing. I loved it. And then like it just shows like how I'm like, bro, what are you doing taking them back to the like just the chaos?
Yeah,
like it was just so crazy.
There were some stupid fucking decisions made out of some of these characters.
Yeah. But like him just being a child while all this is going on still is just like, man, this kid has no idea. And like I just like the way they portrayed it.
Eric?
I really like the the preacher scene, and then he would like be like, "What road are we supposed to take?
Yeah.
Which one is it? I forgot." And then he just says like, "Good road, bad road." Just the whole humor that Buddy had the whole movie, man. I loved it.
I'd say probably my favorite parts was anytime he was trying to get the girl to like him. I think that was probably the best part of the movie. And like other things, of course, fed into that, right? So anytime his grandfather would joke with him is feeding into that. And like him, doing what his grandfather said and fucking up the numbers so that he gets a better grade. And then it ends up biting him in the ass anyways.
He's like, it's called split betting.
Yeah.
But that was funny too, because the teacher's like, "Oh, we gotta work on your penmanship, though."
Yeah, she said literally what the grandfather said. I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt this time.
Yeah.
Least favorite parts. James, go.
There are parts that are kind of just like slow. I guess I don't really care for the relationship between the husband and wife. Like all that, like I don't know, it doesn't, because I don't like the dad, I guess. Like I feel like the dad doesn't, I mean, because obviously he's not there the whole time and he like leaving in and out. But just even when he was there, I just like, and I guess I wanted him to be more of a presence, because they're like, "Hey, you gotta join us or give us money," like, "Hey, join us," or whatever. I was like, but this dad, like, he's not showing me enough to be like worthy of this. Like, just take him out.
Eric?
Maybe the length. Maybe he needed more time to expand on some of his him shit.
You know what? I was gonna disagree with you wholeheartedly, but I think if this movie was 2 hours and they shifted some things around and changed the storytelling a bit, I'd agree with you that it would have made it a much better movie.
Yeah, maybe it would have had time for him to cultivate some ideas into your head to like maybe
or
like
to
it
even
more.
just flesh out any of the adults, because all of the adults are one note.
Yeah, that they
I mean,
win.
I
Like,
personally like the length, but like it could have benefited for more length for other people. I don't know.
I mean, I think more storytelling here. Dramas are so difficult to do in such a short amount of time, though. Like, an hour and a half for a comedy works because you can't be funny for 2.5 fucking hours. But like a drama, you can really explain some of the drama with 2 hours. Like, I think this movie being an hour and a half is a total disservice to the storytelling.
I just think it's interesting because like the whole point of the story is almost like, okay, we need to like leave the town and start a new life and all that. And it just, I don't know, the way they went about it was a little weird.
But
like
but is that the main story? Because I think them talking about leaving the town got just as much screen time as him trying to get the girl to fall in love with him. Like, it's really hard to pinpoint what the exact main part of the story is, because that, like, that adult thing, though it's talked about a lot throughout the movie, is talked about in 30-second spurts. And, like, you're really following this kid, so he's the main character, but the main part of the story isn't really happening to him, it's happening around him. They needed to pick a lane and fucking stick to it.
Yeah, because like a lot of it, it's like we're seeing like reasons why he would want to stay. Like, so that's like that's why the girl takes a very important part, because even when he's screaming and yelling when they say we're moving, one of his main reasons is like the little girl.
Right.
I won't be able to see Catherine. No.
I love when they like reveal that she's Catholic though. That was funny.
That
like,
was a nice
scene.
yeah. That
He's
scene
like,
was,
gotta go to confession.
But I also think that like that scene, why the fuck didn't we get more depth like that out of the dad?
I think the biggest issue of this movie is the dad.
Or even when they're in the hospital and he's talking about his dead father, why are you not showing more emotion? What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, you're trying to talk to your son about your dad, or not in the hospital, I'm sorry, when they're at home after the funeral or after the wake. He should have been like something more than just what he was. Like, I agree. I think the dad could have made this movie 1,000 times better.
Yeah, I think the biggest issue is the dad in this movie.
But I like the story that they were trying to tell is of this guy who is trying to get his family out. So if he was home more often, he's not trying to make moves to get his family out, because those jobs are the only way that he's getting out of Belfast. So
shit, they gave their kid both their kids too much of an opinion. I'm like, hey, we're fucking out of here.
I don't think their kid's opinion mattered to them at all. I think they were going to leave no matter what. I think they just had to find a better time.
I mean, they kept being like, oh, December. Oh, like spring's like. Then I like when he does tell, he's like, hey, we're not even gonna make it by then.
Right.
Like,
That was the moment, right? Like that was, he was sure trying to be understanding for her, but at a certain point, that understanding fucking goes out the window because they are legitimately worried about their fucking lives.
Yeah,
and
it takes a lot for her to be like, all right, I think it's time to leave.
Yeah, because she's fucking full of shit too, man. She's like, oh, I grew up here. Oh no,
She loves Belfast.
How am I gonna go anywhere else? Fuck you. Your life is in danger. They're trying to get your son to run fucking letters for a gang who's trying to fucking murder Catholics. Nah. The mom was dumb. I mean, the dad was dumb too, but there were some real key mistakes that mom made. One of them being when she took her fucking son back into a goddamn riot.
Yeah. The dad was a little more understandable because he was absent.
Right. But he was also trying to make money to pay their fucking bills. Like he kind of had to be absent.
Oh, she was dumb for the thing where she wrote the tax people back and then they looked more into it. I was like, whoa.
And it's shit like that, though, that I'm like, yo, fuck these adults. These adults suck. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It seemed like people only got stupider in this world. Between the ages of fucking 10 and 60, you're dumb as fuck in this movie. You're just a goddamn idiot. But then when you're a little boy like Buddy, you're just carefree and you're like doing your best to do the things that you want. Or when you're the grandfather, you're just madly in love with your bitch and trying to help your grandson get a new bitch. But like,
I'm trying to figure out though how Judi Dench is nominated because
she looked in the camera and went, "Go, my son, I love you."
Like, I'm not saying she was bad in this movie, but like,
she's not Oscar worthy.
She's just Judi Dench.
That is why.
I mean,
yeah,
she won that one Oscar for being in the movie like 13 seconds. They're like, let's try to do it again.
I mean, yeah, basically. All right. Cinema score. Would we rent it?
No.
Nah.
Would you buy this movie physically? No.
Nah.
You didn't answer, James.
No.
Okay. This is also audio.
Yeah.
I was like, is James going to hit me with a, I'm going to take up shelf space for Belfast?
No, I said it just didn't pick up.
Oh, the fucking CRISPR got you.
Yeah.
Would you buy this digitally?
No.
Nah.
Then what was this on? Or is this going to be on anything?
This is a rent thing.
Right. Do we know if it's going to be on anything, though?
Probably not.
I don't know. I can't, like, what platform would it... HBO? I don't see, like...
I thought it was going to be HBO, right?
Who did this film?
I don't know. We literally didn't even talk about it because I was like, I just want to get this shit over with.
Northern Ireland screen, so probably not.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, distributed by
Universal. It's
Universal,
so to be on Universal. Also, really quick, directed by Kenneth Branagh, written by Kenneth Branagh, cinematography by Harris. If one of you guys want to take a crack at that name, God bless you.
Thank you.
Zambarlukos.
Zambarlukos.
Edited by Unani Danghali. Music by Van Morrison. I think the music was really good. If I'm going to talk about my favorite part of this movie, music was pretty good. The little bits of it that we got were pretty good because this was very devoid of music too. All right. Would we buy this in the $5 bin at our local establishments?
No.
Yeah, why
not?
Would it only be $5 for the 4K one, or would you be willing to spend $5 on the Blu-ray?
Nah, no Blu-ray.
Damn, 4K only. I want to see that crisp black and white.
That's with anything, dude.
Would you put this on in the background while people are over? No.
Nah.
I feel like there's no harm, but no.
Yeah, in what situation would this movie be the movie?
Yeah.
There's like plenty of other ones.
Like I couldn't like, because the black and white alone would like
people would hate that. Yeah.
After people would be out. Yeah.
Oh, and I don't know if I made this point clearly enough earlier. I fuck with black and white movies. I just don't think this movie had a reason to be black and white. I don't think I made that point. Like, I don't think the black and white helped the storytelling at all. I think if it would have been...
Is it because the year it was set in probably why they went with it?
The movies were in color.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I don't know.
It doesn't... Thematically, it doesn't even make sense of what the dude was trying to do. I'd love to... I might have to listen to an interview where he talks about the movie so that he could maybe shed some light for me. Like, if he was like, a semi-autobiographical about my time in Belfast, I'd be like, you know what? Fuck it. Fine, it's a good movie. Whatever, man.
Maybe,
I'm not gonna shit on your life, though. Would we recommend it?
I would.
Now, look, I don't like this movie, but I know a lot of people like this movie, so I would probably recommend this movie if I know that somebody's into movies like this.
Anybody that's like into like film movies, like I would have no problem. If I know someone that's like only into like action movies and shit like that, they are not getting this movie.
No,
but I could find a small section of people.
Yeah, this is for some fucking artsy fartsy people for sure.
This actually made $42 million, which is
Did
surprising.
it make more than its budget? We don't even know.
I don't think I got its budget.
Belfast budget.
I mean, shit shouldn't be that high. The movie was like on one set and fucking
literally on the back lot.
Movie.
Yeah, one set could have cost a lot.
It's true.
Shit, some of the other buildings were the hospital scene. You just open one of those goddamn doors.
Hey, let me borrow this shit real quick.
And they said, "Fuck a funeral home. We're putting him in the goddamn front fucking yard."
No, he was not in the front yard. He was in the living room.
He took up that whole living room,
Yeah,
though.
he did. I mean, there are apartments in this fucking
I think it's how it is, dude.
Yeah, they're all on top of each other. I can't find a budget. You're probably right though. It was fucking a couple goats and a case of beer, and that was
it. Seems like a shoestring budget.
It would fucking.
Like, and most of these actors ain't. I mean, there's obviously Judi Dench, but even old fuckboy is not that great.
Yeah, but he's hot though. I'll give this movie this. That dude's good looking as fuck. I was like, you know what? I'd let him bet all of our money on black. Fuck it, whatever.
That guy's a fucking idiot.
He is a fucking idiot. Yeah, I can't find it nowhere. All right, ratings. I'm gonna go first. It's a 5 out of 10. It's 5 boxes of cleaner when there were so many fucking green beans
biological.
And corn. There were so many other things on the wall he could have stolen, and he picked up the biological
old boy
shit.
fucking stole a goddamn Arabian chocolate or whatever.
No, he grabbed the Turkish Delight,
like...
which is totally different. Have you ever had a Turkish Delight? They're like gummies, but they taste like flowers. They're dog shit. Turkish Delights are terrible. You know what?
Yeah, long story short, dog shit.
Let me put it to you in a way that I think you'd really understand. I'd rather watch Belfast than eat another Turkish Delight. Oh, that's how bad Turkish Delights are.
This might be the budget. It's on the numbers. It says INFL, so I'm assuming it's inflation, ADJ adjusted, DOM.
No, domestic box office.
Yeah, so $9 million.
That's not the budget though.
Oh, you're right.
Because it's the domestic box office adjusted for
the
inflation.
BO is box office. Not. I was thinking. Okay, yeah.
Because I thought the same thing, and I was like
$30,000.
You're gonna say it was $30,000? I mean, if they paid more than $15 million for this movie, shouldn't the sets have looked a little better? I didn't believe that those army men were gonna cut their hands on shit.
No.
All right.
I just like the aesthetic of it. Like, it looked almost like a play set, and I liked it.
I could see that. I just wish he would have used black and white film. I think black and white film maybe would have even helped. The lack of film grain might actually be what was off-putting to me the instant the movie started.
This gave me a lot of like play vibes when I was watching this, and I think that's what I really liked.
It is super play. I could see that. Eric, what's your rating?
My rating's 8.5 out of 10.
So why?
And if you can't be good, be careful.
Be careful. The accents were awesome though. I did love the accents. I love a good fucking Irish accent. That shit is hot.
Is he from Ireland too, the kid? Because I know the mom is.
The kid would have to be. There's no way that kid is learning a fucking Irish accent, homie.
What did I give Coda?
Yeah.
I don't know what you gave Coda.
Right below Coda. I'm gonna adjust it.
I think you gave Coda a 9. You did.
You gave it a 9.
Yeah, because we both gave it a 9. So wait, why wouldn't you give this movie a 9 though? It feels like listening to you talk about Coda and Belfast. It seems like you loved these movies equally. It's just that this movie didn't give you a chance to cry.
This one I did not cry, and I think that's what took it over the edge with Coda.
That makes sense.
It didn't make me shed a tear.
Coda, it was just so all hidden gem. I never knew nothing about it. Even with Belfast, I never knew nothing about it.
I was gonna say, but you didn't know shit about Belfast.
Both hidden gems, but then I just really loved Coda, man.
I can see that.
I think I'd be surprised with my overall list.
I will be.
I think I could find this. I would have found this film before I would have ever found Coda.
Really?
Yeah, because I also thought Coda was a musical. Like, So like I would
Did you say that?
never.
Because like I thought it was gonna be a musical as soon as she started singing on the boat.
James did. He was the reason that all three of us thought that shit was a musical.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
What is that
I don't
movie-
know where James found out that it was a musical at, but I went into it also thinking it was gonna be a musical.
What is it called? Is it just a drama?
For a second too, I was like, oh man, this shit's a
No, it's
musical.
called a drama musical.
It's not a musical.
No, it's
though.
not a
Or it's
musical.
not a
Sure.
musical. No.
Sure, but like
Yeah.
that is wrong.
You can't
Yeah.
even tag musical on that.
You really can't. Just because they sing a song doesn't mean it's a fucking musical. West
But
Side
what am I supposed to do when I fucking look it up and it says musical attached to it?
You better
Google's
look.
lying,
You
dude.
better look somewhere else. Yeah, Google
No,
sucks.
Then I watched the
Go to
movie and I'm like,
IMDb.
oh no.
Yeah, you
What
should
is
have
I-
IMDb'd it. I mean, because it's
Well,
a family drama, is what I would call it.
I would also call it that.
I mean, calling it a musical is just fucking wild. You just
It's just Google's just
the
wrong.
same person who described Drive My Car called Coda a musical.
A mechanic.
Does IMDb have like what?
Yeah,
movies
it
are?
does. Give us your rating while you look.
6.5.
You're a piece of shit.
What happened?
I said you're a piece of shit.
Yeah.
You
I
argued.
think
You
it's-
argued this hard for 1.5. You son of a bitch.
I literally said though, like I was like, we're doing all this, but I'm gonna like it's not my favorite movie. Like
Look,
it's the bottom
all
of the
I'm
list.
saying is I stuck to my point value. You
Yeah.
better give this movie a 7.3, motherfucker.
So I can't put it at. So I have another movie at 6.5, and
What movie?
so
I don't remember anybody's scores. I don't even remember mine, to be honest with
I'm
you.
just going off ranking. I
Yeah.
probably scored some shit higher, but ranking wise,
So okay, anywhere between 6.5 to 7, I would put this movie at.
I figured you were
Uh,
gonna give it at least a 7.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like I don't know if it is a 7. I feel like
Yeah, your ranking system is also weird, so it's hard for me
I
to wrap
mean-
my head around it.
because I think I put Drive My Car at 6.5, and I.
But
so
you
I
like
think-
this movie more than Drive My Car, so you should give it a 7.
Yeah.
I don't.
but
It's
like-
a 6.5 because you said it was a 6.5, but it just isn't matching.
Oh,
the
with
way
them
that you
both
talked
being,
about
with
it.
them both being 6.5, it's really interchangeable. But
But I don't
like-
think it's interchangeable though, right? Because you talked the way that you talked about this movie, and I know you were just arguing just to argue, but
Yeah.
you seem to really like this movie, and you did not seem to like Drive My Car at all.
no. In this movie, I could see what people like about it the same way you can.
No, motherfucker, you liked it. You talked about the things that you liked. I couldn't even talk about anything that I liked.
I think our ranking systems are fucked.
No,
Either way, like
James's is definitely fucked.
The
I'm
point,
trying
the
to.
point value doesn't matter. It's like the 1 through 10 that I think it's gonna matter. Like,
I think
because,
the
like,
point value matters because if
Nah,
someone's looking at your rating to try to figure out if they like this movie, they're gonna look at your rating for Belfast and your rating for Drive My Car and go, "Well, I could watch either one." Honestly, no.
But I
think
I have
Belfast is.
Belfast at 6.5. Drive My Car at 6.5. But on the list, Belfast would be 4. Drive My Car would be 5.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just weird. Like you
Yeah.
should just rate it higher.
that's actually your list.
Make it 6.6 then. Put it above
Yeah.
Drive My Car.
I mean, fucking.
If you're giving
Fucking
it
Drive My
point
Car.
values, you might as well just differentiate it a little bit.
6.69.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, the grandpa wants the fuck. All right. Let's do final list then for this week. And then I think next week we can just do our full top 10.
Oh, you don't
Since-
want to do our.
I'm tired, man. We've been doing this for 4 hours, Eric.
You're right.
And we have to fill up the 30 minutes before the show next week anyways, so we
We
might as
spent
well.
too much time on Drive My Car.
Yeah, you're right.
I think we did spend too much time on Drive My Car. But there was
But that movie had the most, like, I guess.
you had to really read into it. I think everything
Yeah.
every other movie was plain as day. There was a
It was
there
because
wasn't
it was
a
a
lot.
3-hour movie. We had to do it.
Yeah, 3 hours worth.
I mean, there was a lot more movie. Like, it literally.
Yeah, there was a lot more to analyze too. I feel like the psychological aspects of Drive My Car were way different than everything else.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should have never, like, going back into this. It's like, all right, we have this special, but hey, Drive My Car. If we get another 3-hour movie, it's its own episode.
yeah.
The 3-parter.
That we do in between the week. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Who wants to go first with the list?
So I have for week 2, I have King Richard, I have Coda, I have Licorice Pizza, I have Belfast, and I have Drive My Car.
Eric.
And I got Coda numero uno, Belfast number 2, King Richard Number 3, Licorice Pizza. Number 4, Drive My Car. Number 5.
I still haven't decided which of the 3 that I like better, to be honest with you. I think
You got to, Joey.
I know. I know I have to, and I don't want to.
I think King Richard, man. I think you really liked King Richard.
I really liked Coda, though. Coda is fucking fantastic.
Coda was a killer, man.
I think for you, Licorice Pizza definitely is third, though. I know you liked it.
It is third. I was just about to say that. I think it's Coda, King Richard, Licorice Pizza, but I loved the only bad thing with me having to rank them is all 3 of them are first. Like the only reason
they're different,
right? They're all 3 different aspects of what I like in a movie, which is why they're all tied for third. But if I was gonna tell somebody, nah, this is the best movie I saw this week, you gotta go Coda, King Richard, Licorice Pizza, Drive My Car, Belfast.
So like
sure.
Coda, I totally get it. Like I really do. It just King Richard to me, but
you had biases. You had preconceived biases coming into the review anyway.
Well,
it's a sport movie, man.
Yeah,
you're
the most surprising movie is Coda.
Without
a doubt.
That is the thing too. It's like watching Coda. I was like, God damn, I did not expect this. This threw me off.
I did not, dude. I loved it.
Yeah.
This is the year of like when we did when it was The Favorite, where it was just like, whoa, I did not expect this to be this, and like it threw me for a loop.
Of the 3 years now that we've done this, do you guys think that this is the strongest year for movies? And that doesn't mean mean the movie that you like the most is in this week. That means that of these 10 films, are these 10 films as a whole stronger than the previous years we've done this? I would argue yes. Especially the second half.
I think I would agree with you, yeah.
And like, I know A Star is Born came out when we were doing this, and A Star is Born is fantastic. Little Women is fantastic. Fucking, what else?
Those came out in separate years, though, or the same year?
No,
1917.
1917 was fantastic. That year was good. I still like this year better. And this year had movies that I disliked way more than previous years. But I think
to me, of all the movies, I think Bohemian Rhapsody is the lowest of all the movies we've seen.
I would agree. And I hate Belfast, and I would rather watch Belfast than Bohemian Rhapsody. I think Bohemian Rhapsody is objectively a bad movie, whereas Belfast is not objectively a bad movie.
When it comes to Bohemian Rhapsody is the only movie I've ever been like, it did not deserve to be nominated.
Yeah, and I think Belfast.
You said that about 1917, though. You said, "Hey, this shouldn't have been nominated."
You did say that about 1917.
I said,
no.
If I had to take a movie out, I would take it out.
That means it didn't deserve it. That's literally what that means. Look, man, just look. There's 2 facts about James. He hates 1917, and he hates women. And more than 3 women in a movie get them bitches out.
There's one fact about Joey. He hates Belfast.
I hate the Irish, dude. The Irish can eat my ass.
What potato famine?
Yeah, I need Potato Famine 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Oh no.
Fuck, where is this? I'm looking for it so that we can talk about it really quick.
Before I need to hear especially because last year was a weird year.
Yeah, I don't know if we can really count last year because we didn't really watch too many of them.
And last year we didn't watch all the movies.
But so 2018, 2019, and 2021 are the ones that I'm talking about. So 2018 had Green Book, Black Panther, Black Klansman, Bohemian Rhapsody, The Favorite, Roma, A Star is Born, Vice. Not better than this year.
No.
And A Star is Born is there, and Black Klansman is there, and that's really it.
So,
Vice. I mean, I enjoyed
Vice. I like Vice,
and I like The Favorite, but I don't think that
take them or leave them though.
Yeah, but take them or leave them.
And Black Panther's a goddamn comic book movie.
Them bitches don't have stories, dude. None of them.
My thing with Black Panther 2, there's been better superhero movies before and after.
Should have been fucking nominated.
Now, this is
Logan's the one that needed it.
Logan deserved it. Not even needed it. It deserved it. That was robbed. Fuck the Academy. Now, 2019, though, I think this is a fight. Parasite, Ford versus Ferrari, The Businessman, Jojo Rabbit, Joker, Little Women, Marriage Story, 1917, and Once Upon a Time.
I never saw Marriage Story.
Marriage Story was apparently really good.
Love.
Yeah, I think the fact that they nominated Joker and The Irishman, though, those are tough pills to swallow. I don't know.
I like the Joker. I just think it's like if I'm watching it as not the Joker. The Irishman, it's
get the fuck
it's the
out of here with
worst
the
of
Irishman.
like those type of movies. Like obviously, like it's good, but it's like it's not the caliber of the other ones.
Right.
So it's like
Yeah.
Say the list again, Joey.
Parasite, Ford versus Ferrari, The Irishman, Jojo Rabbit, Joker, Little Women, Marriage Story, 1917, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
But Ford vs Ferrari for that year blew me away.
Holy fuck, that movie is so good.
And then Jojo Rabbit was something I never thought I would experience.
No, it was a fever dream, is what it was.
Yeah, Once Upon a Time.
But dude, Once Upon a Time is one of my favorite movies of all time. That's on my top 10 list. Yeah,
I was even gonna mention it because we know how we feel about that.
It's just hard not to love it,
man. I love Little Women.
Little Women was the sleeper hit of that year for sure,
without a
gem, doubt.
Yeah,
it was a fucking gem. And then,
it has,
and then Parasite.
Sarosha. Yeah.
Oh man, Sarosha, come on. Where's she at?
Dude, the Ronin.
Year? I need the Ronin,
know, man.
Dude, if Belfast had Saoirse in it, I'd have loved it probably. I think it needed better actors.
So hold on. So my like top 3, like in no particular order because we're not doing that yet. It's like, so I would have like Coda, King Richard, Don't Look Up.
Wow.
Stacked up to the 3 of that year being Little Women, Ford vs Ferrari, and Parasite are better.
You think Little Women, Ford vs Ferrari, and Parasite is better than your top 3?
I think is better than this year.
It's a better trio.
You think 2018 is a better year for Best Pictures than 2021?
If the movies I just listed are there in that year, then yes.
I'm talking to Eric on this one.
Okay.
We'll get back to
the ones you're listing.
No, the ones that I'm listing is 2019.
No, yeah, 2019.
2018 was the doo-doo one, kind of, comparatively.
2018 was...
What is 2020, though? Like, I know
2020 is Nomadland, The Father, Judas and the Black Messiah, Mank, Minari, Promising Young Woman, Sound of Metal, Trial of the Chicago 7. Whack.
I've seen 3 of those movies.
Whack.
Promising Young Women is cool, but okay. The Trial of the Chicago 7, okay. And... Judas and Black Messiah.
Great. No, get the fuck out of here. Don't you dare say it was just okay.
Don't say okay.
You wild.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. I'll accept pretty good. But like it's totally weaker than
Promising Young Woman though, like that is a movie that I would be like, hey, people need to watch this. That movie's interesting.
I need to watch. It's on my list of things I need to catch up on.
Yeah, it was on HBO Max. I don't know if it's still on HBO Max.
But like I don't think 2019 is better than 2021. I don't think so.
To me, I would go 2019.
Really?
I think I'm gonna go 2019.
But not just from the top 3 though. You got to look at all the movies.
Let me hear it again. I need to see what the dudes on the bottom are.
Parasite, Ford vs Ferrari, The Irishman, Jojo Rabbit, Joker, Little Woman, Marriage Story, 1917, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Oh, but man, Once Upon a Time too, dude.
Yeah, but Once Upon a Time against King Richard though.
For me personally, King Richard, but biased.
That's what I'm saying.
Biased.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm asking for your guys' opinions on both of the years, so I need your biases, right? That's why I brought up King Richard, is because I wanted you to be like,
You should have been. You should have did King Richard, or not King Richard. You should have did Licorice Pizza and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah, those two things are more comparable, but I think King Richard is. I'm trying to show him that 2021's a real good year.
I think it is. I think 2019 is better.
I don't know, man.
I think because Marriage Story was probably all right. Joker was all right.
Wow, you're coming around on the Joker, huh? James is working his nails into you, dude.
So real quick though, with Marriage Story, like I know you guys, it had best actor and best actress nominated. Plus, it was nominated for best picture.
Yeah, but I mean, like, 5 of the characters from The Power of the Dog are nominated. If we're talking about nominations.
Some people love that shit though.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying you can't bring up the nominations from
one and not talk about The Power of the Dog. 2021 was better, man.
I don't think so, dude.
But you also like the Joker. The Joker and the Irishman both.
Wait, 2021. Wait,
2019 had the Irishman and the Joker in it. Both of them, bro. It had both those movies in it. And look, I know.
I'd rather watch Irishman for 3 hours than drive my car for 3 hours.
Hell no. Not even close, dude. You're wild.
And I love fucking Casino and all them shit that he
Yeah,
did.
those movies are better, but like
even the movies that I hated from this year, I think I still dislike other movies in 2019 more. Like I'd rather watch Belfast than The Irishman. 100%.
I guess I don't know, dude, because I just feel like its top is just as good as the top of this year.
But we're not just comparing the three, right? We're comparing all 10 v 10. They're put into an arena with nothing but knives, and they gotta duke it out.
Dude, my brain can't process it without. I need to see them in my head.
I'm not building nothing right now.
2021 is the stronger of 2018.
But now, and we're gonna find out in a week whether or not what's gonna win. But let's just assume something like a shoe-in, like The Power of the Dog, is gonna win. I mean, the best picture from 2019 is leagues better than the best picture of 2021.
Yeah,
because Parasite is just so much better.
It's too good.
But 2018 though, The Green Book.
I'm surprised I was even nominated.
Yeah, that racist ass movie.
I mean, it's the race between 2019 and 2021
for sure. Yeah, 2018 is just getting left in the dust, and 2020 isn't even on the board.
Yeah.
Well, maybe because we didn't see 2020. That's why we're saying.
Yeah, but I mean, I've seen half those movies, and the other ones, it's like I
didn't even hear about these movies though. These movies weren't even really good enough. They didn't even. The only buzz that they got was that they were nominated for Best Picture.
True.
I mean, I didn't hear about Coda at all, so.
Yeah, I know.
yeah, true.
But that's why it's a sleeper hit, Eric.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I was just thinking about it, and I wanted to bring it up because I finished King Richard, and I went, this year's movies are just better than the previous two ones.
They just hit different.
But like Ford vs Ferrari, Parasite, Jojo Rabbit, Little Women, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, I love those movies. No. And I don't think I have 5 movies I love this year.
Really? You're okay. I mean, yeah, I have 5 movies for sure that I love this year.
It's a 1, 2.
I got feet newbies crying.
Because Dune, Don't Look Up, Coda, King Richard, Licorice Pizza.
See, I got like not movies I love from this year. Don't Look Up, King Richard, Coda. Everything else is like.
I mean, I even kind of love The Power of the Dog.
But like, I think those are like A tier, and then it's like I have a B tier of like The Power of the Dog, Dune.
Yeah, but now is there more B tiers? Because I feel like, I mean, I know you like Joker and The Irishman, but I think those are C tier movies at best.
Yeah, they would not be in even the second tier, but I think like something like Marriage Story is.
I need to watch it. I might watch it this week.
Like for in the second tier list, Marriage Story and
Little Women, or no. You said you loved Little Women, so
yeah.
You're not putting 1917 in the second one, huh? Your pride is too strong.
No, I'd put it in the second one. I would.
I mean, the storytelling is just fucking ridiculous in 1917.
Yeah, I mean, the film is cool.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe after we think about it a little bit more, maybe we will come back and be like, nah, 2019 for all three of us is better.
Like The Irishman is the movie that year where it's like that's the lowest, and then it'd be like for me it'd be so. Let's say Parasite 1. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood 2.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah, Little Women 3. Jojo Rabbit 4.
You like Jojo Rabbit better than Little Women? Is it just because Little Women is more than Marriage Story? Is it because Marriage Story is depressing?
I think I break it down into the acting. And there's a lot of good acting, I think, in Marriage Story. But like they both have like a very powerful scene. Like it's obviously the one you see the meme made out of.
Right.
But to me, the scene when she's like deciding like is she gonna go after that guy or not, and she's just like breaking down, like I think that's some of like the best acting I've ever seen in any movie, like ever. It just I don't know. It was something about that scene where it's like, wow, this is so powerful.
Right.
And then even its supporting characters, like you got fucking Timothy Chalamet, you got fucking I can't think of her name right now, Florence Pugh. Like it got fucking. I mean, Marriage Story and that movie have Laura Dern. Like
okay. You're talking about Little Women.
Little Women. Like that cast is
strong.
I mean,
Little Women is a fucking banger any day of the week for sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's all I want to talk about. We'll probably talk about it again next week after we list the top 10.
Yeah.
Where's that outro at, dude? Give me that fucking outro real quick. All right, everybody, thanks for tuning in on twitch.tv/SoonerLaterTV for the second half of our review of the 2022 Best Picture nominees. Continue listening and watching and showing your support on all social medias at SoonerLaterTV. If you couldn't catch us live on Twitch, don't worry. You can listen to us on all podcasting platforms. Just look up Sooner or Later TV. Our episodes are recorded live on Sundays at noon and uploaded when they're short on Tuesday mornings, but these fucking 4-hour ones they take forever to upload. It is fucking terrible.
I've seen that shit pending for a while.
It was pending for a long ass time. All right, everybody. So tune in next week for our review of the 2022 fucking Academy Awards. We're gonna be live streaming the whole thing, right, Eric?
Oh yeah, the whole thing.
I mean, I do want to like live stream the whole thing. Do we
It's
know?
over at like 10.
Do we know how we're watching it?
Oh, I don't know.
Completely legally?
I have TV.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
I think I'm just gonna start a free trial on like Hulu TV or some shit like that. See if they have it or Sling
James
or
has
something.
the TV, so we can just use his TV.
I mean, yeah, he could pull his TV up behind him and we could watch it from behind him through his cell phone camera.
I mean, we only need to hear him. It's not like we need to see.
Nah, I need to see him because I'm about to. I'm gonna be like, yo, what the fuck? Why they got Regina King in that fucking dress? She looking hideous right now. Or damn, I definitely need to see Amy Schumer when I talk about how fucking bad her jokes are.
Oop.
Look, I'm very not excited to hear that woman for 3 hours.
Yeah, I'm not very excited either.
Yeah.
And I mean, if we're only listening to it, we're gonna miss a moment like the A Star Is Born performance when they almost made out on stage.
True. That was a great moment.
And I needed
to see
that.
They did make out. They cut it out, dude.
Oh, did they? Yeah, I saw the edited version, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. So tune in next week for our top 10 and then for the Oscars. We love you guys. Bye.
Bye.